Oh no. This is a tutorial on the igniter, and I feel like if the cursed object is the summoning circle, I'm gonna have to demonstrate it. That's fake, that's fake, that's fake. It's gotta be fake, right? That went on for a bit longer than usual. You feel like the ghost is near... That wasn't there before, right? I am genuinely confused. But anyway. How's it going, everybody? This is Gale Hall Gaming, and welcome back to the Phasmophobia Beginner's Guide. Now, I realized last episode that I actually skipped over a very important piece of equipment, but it kind of fits perfectly because now I can show off all of the ways, and basically the most important category of the optional equipment, all of the ways a hunter can protect themselves from the ghost. So in total today, and also we're going to go onto headgear, but I can't really use that in single player. That's going to be more of a multiplayer thing. But in total, there are 4 things you can use to defend yourself against the ghost. There is the crucifix, which is a one-time use at level 1. You set it down or you hold it, and if a ghost starts a hunt near the crucifix will be burnt instead and no hunt will start. It is very powerful, but you need to make sure you put it in the right spot and make sure the ghost is near you when it starts the hunt. Then there is incense, which also pairs with the igniter. Incense basically makes it so that the ghost can't see you for the duration that the incense is burning. There is firelights, which make it so that within a small radius, your sanity can't drop below a certain point. Very useful, however the tier 1 only stops it from dropping below 33, so doesn't fully protect you from hunts, just makes them less common while you're in the candlelight's radius. Because, another fun fact for you, or actually I think it just reduces the rate at which your sanity drains. I think it used to stop sanity from draining to that number, but I think nowadays it just reduces the amount of sanity you lose over time. But regardless, being in the radius of a candle will prevent your sanity from draining as quickly as it would in the dark. Useful, but not the most useful, if I'm being honest, just because unless you're dealing with a sanity ghost like a Jin, a Moroi, one of the ones that really affects your sanity, typically speaking, you're fine just staying in the light. Just keep your lights on, you should be good. Now granted, firelights play a very crucial role in the limited time mode where the power box is permanently off, so bear that in mind, but that's not really something for new players. And then lastly, the thing that I'm going to see new players chug down more than anything else, sanity medication. This is your only way of restoring sanity in the game. Buy a good chunk of it, if I'm being honest, because you will burn through these fairly quickly as a new player. Drinking it at base restores, depending on your difficulty, but typically new players stick to amateur. It will restore 35 sanity over the course of 20 seconds, which is very good. It can pull you out of hunt territory very easily unless you're like below 15 sanity. Typically the only time that happens is either the hunt's been going on way too long and the ghost has just wanted it to end, or if you've had multiple players die. Sanity medication is always a good thing to have on hand, though. Usually I suggest bringing 4 doses of it. If you're playing in multiplayer, single player you can get away with 2 to 3. But yeah, we'll go ahead and show off all of these tools in today's hunt. Again, we're on 6 Tanglewood Drive, going on amateur difficulty. We'll go into the other difficulty modes later on in the series, because this is the last piece of equipment we need to go over. And yeah, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Alright, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before we start the investigation.
Alright. So power box is in the basement.
was here left in a hurry.
Oh, I already miss my tier 2 thermometer and tier 3 flashlight. Luckily, though, we don't really have to worry about getting power box just yet because amateur difficulty it only starts on. And I'm gonna actually stick to dark rooms a bit more than I usually would in this, just to show off the sanity regen from medication. Well, there's my bone. I can definitely get a picture of that later. I am curious what the cursed possession is this time. Oh no, it's just raining outside. I thought it turned on the shower. Oh, it did touch a door. I definitely heard that. No cursed possession in here. Doesn't look like this is the room either. I heard that. It turned off a light. Oh, it might have turned on a light, so we know it's not a mirror. Am I just hearing the clock? Or is it, like, really fucking with the lights? Okay, it's in this room. Question is this ghost room? Temp is still dropping. Which if it is this room, this kind of sucks, because I always hate hunting in this room. I'm gonna say this is, though, because we drop below 15 now. But yeah, hunting in this room always sucks, because there's no good place to put your equipment. Actually, we're gonna check around, see if we can't find cursed object. So that's another thing I'm wanting to sort of give a tutorial on, is the various cursed objects and how to use them. No, it's not monkey's paw, it's not the mirror. Oh no. Oh no. This is a tutorial on the igniter, and I feel like if the cursed object is the summoning circle, I'm gonna have to demonstrate it. Which on this map, the summoning circle is in the worst possible position. Okay, it's not the summoning circle. Because fun fact for you, if the cursed possession is the summoning circle, it will always spawn on the basement floor of whatever building you're in, so it'll always spawn on like the lowest level possible. I can't think of any maps that have an exception. Like even the prison, it spawns in the... God, this thing is touching a lot of doors. But even in the prison map, the summoning circle spawns on the base floor. It spawns in the, like, That's fake, that's fake, that's fake. It's gotta be fake, right? That went on for a bit longer than usual. It's the only reason that had me concerned. This thing is fucking with literally everything. Okay, here's the cursed object. It's Voodoo Doll. So we don't have to deal with the summoning circle, but I will go over how each of these cursed objects work in a future video. Okay, I was still in the grace period, so that didn't drain my sanity at all. Nice. Let's go ahead and get the rest of our shit set up in there. And then we will go over all of the extra equipment that I brought with me. This thing really needs to stop at the lights. That's a relatively good spot for dots, but let's see if... That legitimately... Okay, I'm at 99 sanity. You can't fucking fool me. Then again, if this is a demon, it can hunt at any sanity. Is that dots or was that my breath? I feel like I saw dots there for a second. This thing is very active. And I am on amateur difficulties. No, that's my breath. It just touched that. I need to get UV and EMF in here. I feel like I threw the voodoo doll on the ground and I pushed a bunch of pins in. Jesus, this thing is active as hell. And of course I'm on amateur, so it's not even draining my sanity all that much. But if it's a demon, that doesn't matter. Honestly, I probably should have upped the difficulty just to show off the sanity items. Because another fun fact for you about the amateur difficulty, it reduces your sanity drain by quite a... That was my breath, right? But regardless, we're seeing freezing breath, so we're definitely in Ghost Room, and I don't think we have freezing temps. Yeah, that was definitely breath. This thing keeps touching doors. Can you touch another one for me, sir? Thank you, sir. Well, I'm not seeing any UV signature. Nothing on the light switch either. I'm gonna say we probably don't have a UV ghost, but at the same time I'm gonna be a little bit cautious about it. So we're gonna leave the UV in here and go grab EMF. And Spirit Box, why not? We could also force its hand with the voodoo doll, but I don't like fucking with cursed objects unless my friends are here. I will freely admit that, and to any of my friends that are watching this, I'm sorry, but I am a troll. Okay. Don't have too bad missions. The only one that's really a struggle is getting an average sanity below 25, because 50 is the cutoff point where hunts can start, so it is very difficult to get to 25 without dying in an amateur hunt. Because your sanity drain is that much lower, so it gives the ghost that many more opportunities to go for a hunt. Okay, it didn't touch this door either. I'm not seeing... Okay, touch that door. Nothing on UV. That, my friends, is an EMF 5. Still no freezing temps. Nothing on ghost writing. Need to check for ghost orbs real quick, but first... Well, we know he's here now. Are you here? Are you nearby? Are you close? Are you here? Are you nearby? Are you here? Are you young? Are you old? Are you here? Are you nearby? Are you close? Are you young? Are you old? Okay, I'm gonna say we're not dealing with a spirit box. So there was plenty of opportunities for it to respond, and it was fucking with doors the entire time. So I think we need to go out to the van, check cams for ghost orbs. Which I'm not sure what else we could get. So you've already crossed off freezing temps. Maybe it's just not interacting with the ghost writing. That's about perfect dots placement, though. I kind of pat myself on the back for that. Yep, there's dots. Well, hi there. Goryo's still an option. No, but Goryo's UV, and I've tested a lot of the doors it's been touching. I don't know. But regardless, we're going to go into some of the other pieces of equipment that we brought in, starting with the firelight. In order to use the firelight, you need to bring along with you a igniter, not an extinguisher. That is the exact opposite of what we need. So, simply put, you bring this in with you. Find a spot that you want to... Hi. You find a spot that you want to keep your sanity from draining as fast. You hit F to put down your candle. In order to ignite a match, you right-click while you're holding the igniter, and then you hit F on the firelight to light it. And so now while you're in... Also, that is not a Goryo because we just saw it on dots without camera. So it's either... Okay, this thing really wants me dead. It is trying its best to keep my sanity... Or to make my sanity drain. Fucking hell. Yeah, right there, that is a problem. So it's either a Wraith or a Raiju. I guess it could be an Oni and we just haven't gotten freezing temps yet. But now is where I can show you the effect of sanity meds, because I don't like being that close to hunt territory. Pick up sanity med, you right click with it to drink it, and then you can see my sanity climbing up. It'll take about 20 seconds to take full effect. But on amateur, if you're at like around 60, it should be more than enough to get you back up to full. Yep, and you can see right now I'm all the way back up to like in the 90s. In fact, I think it filled me right up. So I think the best way of doing this is to take in salt. So we're going to throw down the matches real quick. I'm going to bring in a crucifix just in case. So crucifix, like I said, is very simple. You can either hold it in your hand if you're wanting to protect yourself in the immediate area, or if you would rather, you can put it down in the ghost room, and you can see like a radius whenever you're like putting it down of where it will be effective. So that like misty outline near the edge of my vision, that's how far out the crucifix reaches, and if a ghost tries to start a hunt in that area, it will fail and the crucifix will be burnt. I'm just going to throw down some salt real quick to see if we're dealing with a wraith. And we're also going to grab... Oh, we do have freezing temps. So this is an Oni, which makes sense, because it's been fucking with me the entire game. And yeah, I do want to show off the crucifix, but at the same time, no. Also, it threw my camera. This motherfucker. You don't pay the fucking water bill, leave it alone. So, again, I'm gonna be making a guide to all the different ghost types eventually. But Onis, their big thing is they will initiate a lot of ghost events and really fuck with the environment to try and drain your sanity as quickly as possible. So if I go into my ghost tab here, the Oni. They're much more active while people are nearby and will drain sanity faster when they manifest. When they say manifesting, specifically if they trigger a ghost event where the Oni is visible, that will drain your sanity a lot faster. And then their other quirk can only be seen if you initiate a hunt with them. They disappear less often while hunting their prey. I haven't been able to show off hunts much, and I will go into a tutorial on how to survive your hunts. But whenever a hunt starts, the ghost flickers in and out of visibility. Onis will do that less, and I believe phantoms do it more? There's one that does it more often. I can't remember which one it was. Onryo. It's not Onryo. Not Obake. Not Moroi. Not enter a hunt. Hiding from enemy will cause it to move slowly. No. Nope. I remember there being one that like flickers in and out less or more often. It might be Phantom now I think about it, but regardless, we're gonna go ahead and try and get one of our little missions with the parabolic mic. You just need to pick up evidence of paranormal activity with this. Nope, that's the fan. Just actually to make sure that it's not. Yeah, we're gonna do that just to make sure we're not getting tainted. So if we see that little red light blink, we know we're hearing paranormal activity. That's paranormal activity. That was a foot creak. That should be... No! I guess that doesn't count as a paranormal sound. Let me try that again. Now bear in mind with this guide as well, I am not the greatest player out there. I'm coming from a place of I struggled when I first started in this game, so I'm wanting to help people out as much as I possibly can. So I'm giving tips and tricks that I've learned from playing this game. I could also risk it with a voodoo doll, because voodoo doll forces an interaction. That was it throwing something. That has to be a paranormal sound. I guess when it says paranormal sound, it means specifically the ghost making noise, and I don't fucking want to deal with that. But, what else? Oh, last thing on the list, we need to go over how to use smudge sticks. Or incense. So this is very simple. The way the smudge sticks and incense work is you need to have the smudge stick in your hand and you need to have an igniter somewhere in your inventory. Otherwise, you won't be able to light the smudge stick. And then just whenever you feel like the ghost is near... That wasn't there before, right? I am genuinely confused. But anyway, if you think the ghost is nearby you and it might be hunting you, or you just want the ghost to ignore you for a short time, you can right click to activate the incense. It will burn down to this little nub. You can see it burning all the way down. While that is active, the ghost cannot detect you, and specifically, I think it also calms down the ghost if you smudge the ghost room, so it can't initiate a hunt for 90 seconds. So that's a preventative measure. The crucifix is sort of a reactive measure. So that is like, if you want to prepare yourself for going into the ghost room, you smudge it. You don't have to worry for a good 90 seconds, or in the spirit's case, 3 minutes, about the ghost initiating a hunt. And with the crucifix, it stops the hunt from occurring. So incense is a little bit weaker than the crucifix in that scenario. However, it is stronger during a hunt because a crucifix... Important thing to note about a crucifix. Crucifixes cannot stop a hunt already in progress. Do not try and use a crucifix to stop a ghost that is already hunting you. You are just going to die miserably. Instead, what you want in that scenario is incense. because when you burn incense during a hunt, instead of stopping the ghost from hunting for 90 seconds, it will prevent the ghost from seeing you during that hunt for the duration of the incense being burned. So usually it's around, I believe, 8 seconds for the base version of the incense. So just something to keep in mind. If you know a hunt is about to start, I would rather have incense in my inventory if I'm not close enough to stop it than I would have a crucifix. And then last, I guess I should say, and this is really the least of them, I very rarely use this thing in general, is the head cam. So the head mount has different effects depending on what tier it is, and I will be going into the tiers later on. But the base version has a camera attached to it. That's only really useful in multiplayer because it's the only time you can really take use of it. You activate whatever your head cam's function is by holding down T. You can hear that beep. So, if I go over to my cams now, there's this really trippy infinite hallway effect because it is looking through my viewpoint. So if I... And then I should also mention, this is effectively the same as like a tier 1 camera, so it does also have night vision. It's only really useful in multiplayer if you're playing with other players, because this is one of the easiest ways to verify a Goryo. If the person in the van sees dots, but the person in real life does not, that's how you know you're dealing with a Goryo immediately. Beyond that, it's also a good way to test for ghost orbs, and also to basically see through the other person's eyes, see where they are specifically, what might be in their way, especially if you're going on to like a bigger map like Prison, Bowerstone High School, or Brownstone. I said Bowerstone. I'm letting my Fable 3 show. But anyway, that is all I really have for you guys today. That was a fairly easy hunt. I am going to, before I alt-tab out, we are going to say it's an Oni and get out of here just so I still get my payment. But yeah, with that being said, that is all of the tier 1 equipment gone over. I won't be doing another one of the equipment episodes until I have everything tier 2, so I can go over the differences between the two. And I think when I go up to the tier 2s, we're going to be bumping up the difficulty as well to intermediate, just to show about where you're going to be sitting when that happens. But regardless, the next episode of tutorials is probably going to be regarding the flow of the hunt itself, how to survive hunts, how to identify ghosts without using pieces of evidence, stuff like that. So if you guys want to see that, please let me know down in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to make that an additional series within this tutorial. But beyond that, keep an eye out for the tier 2 episodes coming up. And thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Go check out some of my other videos. I have a ton of Phasmophobia content, as well as a lot of other RPG games, some card games. Just go check out some of my other videos. I'm sure you'll enjoy them. But beyond that, thank you all so much for watching, and have a good day.